Hello, thanks for visiting salesandmarketingforyou.com or my YouTube channel, YouTube/ZidyBoy. I'm having a tough time putting the right movie on the right place. Now, I don't know if you would call these things movies, but that's really what they are. Anything where you take out a camera and record something is basically a movie. It's motion picture as opposed to static picture. So what I'll end up doing is I just sang, a couple of Alice in Chains songs. I've got a playlist on my ZidyBoy YouTube channel called The Singer. I sang a couple of Alice in Chains songs. There's one in particular that's very interesting. The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. It's the title track from their new album, and it's basically the atheist anthem. The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here is essentially what apparently some evangelical priests and pastors say to their quote-unquote flock, as in, why are there dinosaur bones around? And basically the whole thing is that apparently the Bible puts the human life at about 10,000 years old. Now, here's a little tip for my Christian friends. I'm not trying to promote Christianity because I don't believe in Christianity. I'm a Muslim. I believe in Christianity, but I believe that obviously the adjunct to Christianity is Islam. Now, the simple answer to the question of why does the Bible say 10,000 years and then it's not 10,000 years, and instead of lying and denying it and raping little boys and girls, guys, hello, my Christian friends, why don't you just say that 1 year is different than than what you have in mind? Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that the Day of Judgment is based, I don't know if he says specifically, Day of Judgment is 50,000 years. But then each day with Allah is about 1,000 years of your time. This is what one day, that's just metaphorical stuff. Allah's not some grand being or something that you can conceive of, basically. This is the only thing you have to accept in religion and in the belief of God. That the only thing you are not allowed to question is God's nature. Other than that, you must question everything. People say we're intellectually lazy. Anyway, people have asked me about motivation, or people have commented on the fact that I'm fired up the whole time and so stuff like this. The Socratic method, by the way, is to assume you're ignorant. Okay? Once you understand you know nothing, then you got to go about your business in life, and then you adopt the Aristotelic the method of Aristotle. Aristotle, let me just put this board down for a second and tell you, Aristotle said the same thing that project management people say. So I'm going to be talking about motivation. I'm going to be talking about how you change your life or accomplish a goal, or basically just get up off your lazy excuse ridden butt and actually do something, accomplish something. It seems very easy. You can explain these things to a kid will get it. The problem is that getting it and doing it are two big different things, and that little leap in between is up to you. Guys, let me tell you this, that the more hard something seems, and the more intimidating, and the more fearful, and the more whatever, just undesirable, unpleasant, oftentimes when you start doing it, you'll find out that it's actually exhilarating, and you'll be thankful you did it. And it's like praying, for example. I pray 5 times a day. Sometimes I just don't feel like praying. I'll tell you the truth. But you got to force yourself. But once you start praying, it's like, whoa, you're totally blissed out. Like the amount, or as much as you didn't want to pray, that's how much you enjoy it. Same with speaking in public, guys. I encourage you, if you're working for a corporation that has Toastmasters clubs, to join a Toastmaster club. Why would you not do that? Guys, do you understand that everything that you do in this life is in order to grow or to learn and to experience something? And the things that you want, like basically, let's put it this way. I'm not like this anymore. Like most of what I want, I guess I am, because you need things in life. Let's put it this way. The things that I cherish the most in life, like books and reading and nature and all this kind of stuff, are free. They really are. And I do believe the best things in life are free. I do believe that you can't sell the best things in life, and we're not talking about air and water, and those are going to be commoditized at some point pretty soon here, the way things are going. God save us all, eh? But things like beauty and justice and character, these things are priceless. Material things, however, you need in order to survive in this world. And if you're going to live in a house, you might as well live in a nice house. And the religion says the same thing. Allah likes seeing the effects of His blessings on His servants. What do you think of that, eh? Allah likes you to dress nice and drive a nice car. Of course, don't go overboard. Don't have 3 Porsches and some dude is sleeping on the grate beside your condo every night. Come on, guys. That's a bit stupid, isn't it? So Aristotelic method is method that is basically put in place by project managers. You plan something, you design something, you build something, you implement something, you track it and monitor, and then afterwards you go through the whole cycle again. That's it. It's 5 steps. You design it or plan it, you build it or put it into motion, you track it or monitor it, you basically then, I mean, it's 4 steps really if you think about it, but it's 5 steps, and that's, I've broken it down even simpler. I made it into 3 steps. You figure out what your purpose is. Okay, this is how to get motivated. The key thing to motivation is this, guys. This is a little tip that you're never going to get from anyone else. First of all, when you're motivated, do it. If you suddenly feel, oh my God, I should be reading this great book, read it. If you come along and you see your diary lying around and you're like, shit, I didn't make an entry today, sit down and make it. By the way, that's all you have to do. The rest opens up. Once you take that little step, karma or God or the process takes care of the rest. The first step, that first initial hesitation, the first action, the first, in Islam, for example, when you initiate the greeting, when you say Assalamu alaikum, you get 69 rewards. The person who replies Wa alaikum assalam, although it's obligatory on them to reply and respond to your greeting or salutation, they only get 1 reward. So that initiation, that first step is the crucial thing. It's very, very tough, but you got to do it. So with motivation, if you feel like going to the gym, go to the gym. Then don't complain later on that you're not motivated. When you were motivated, you didn't do anything about it. You feel like going to the gym, go to the gym. Hey, listen, guys, you feel like cooking, start cooking. Start cooking, come back to it later. You feel, whatever you feel like. So then, I'm not a hedonist. I don't just believe in just following the dictates of your heart. I believe in following the dictates of your mind. So if it says, hey, there's an awesome girl there, you should go and start, saying something salacious to her, like these freaking immigrants. Can you guys believe this stuff? Like, as a Muslim, I'm ashamed and I apologize that people from other countries, Syria and Turkey or whatever, Afghanistan, they go to these beautiful European countries which are progressed and which are cultured and which are basically modernized and which take people like them in, whereas their own countries don't even take care of them. Okay? And these people come over to these new countries, and some dude had a sexual emergency at a swimming pool in Brussels and molested some lady there. I don't understand it. I mean, the only thing that comes to my mind is these people have not seen women in bikinis. When they see women in bikini, they somehow think this woman wants to have sex or something like this. It's bizarre. It's retarded. I apologize. And by the way, I say that if we have people like this who, and not to mention fucking ISIS and the terrorists, want to come in, destroy a way of life, destroy some innocent people who are not doing anything to them, that's not Islam, by the way. Islam is if somebody fights you, you fight them back. You don't turn the other cheek. If someone breaks into your house, you don't turn the other cheek. I mean, you forgive where appropriate. You're magnanimous where appropriate. But it's like Imam Ali said, peace be upon him. Sometimes strictness is real kindness. So Aristotle said these same things. In order to achieve something, first of all, he said excellence is a habit. Okay, excellence is a habit. Excellence is not a purpose. Excellence is not something out there. Excellence is, what are you doing right now? Are you sucking it up like the Buddha? Are you taking the right steps towards the right direction? Hey, listen, guys. Purpose is the hardest thing to figure out. Purpose can be divided into a number of things. When we say purpose, do we mean aim? When we say purpose, do we mean goal? Do we mean vision? What exactly do we mean? The way I've written it out here gradates it. Dreams are the most general. Like, you have a dream of being on a yacht, you have a dream of smoking a cigar, and you go surrounded by babes or whatever. But a dream doesn't generally have a time frame. A dream is simply kind of like a vision. Vision is more concrete and practical. Dream, you might be flying in outer space, right? And a dream is not meant to come true, by the way. A dream is just something that's out there that you think with your imagination, wouldn't it be great if that thing could be possible? And you know it'll never happen. But still, you've got your imagination. and you have this desire, so why not utilize it? Vision is more concrete and to do with this world. And you turn a vision into a goal by putting a time frame on it and putting concrete steps. And once you've got concrete steps on your goal, you take the aim. So today, what am I going to do that accomplishes part of my goal? Right? Or let's put it this way. If you read the book Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse, there's a great line in the book Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. Okay, in the book Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse, he talks about this young man. It's an allegorical story about this young guy who was he, like the Buddha, was a prince. He, like the Buddha, was tortured by his family and whatnot for not becoming a priest and for leaving all this world and riches and all this lifestyle behind and going out in pursuit of the truth. He, like the Buddha, went into the forest and lived with sannyasis and gurus and fakirs and whatnot. Now, he actually met the Buddha at one point in the story, and the Buddha said something really profound. I forget, or I don't know what the actual phrase was, but the point of the book is not to put the Buddha down. And the point of the book is not that Hermann Hesse is saying to the world, hey, look at me, I'm better than the Buddha. The point of the book is to provide an allegory that any person can become like the Buddha. You don't have to be under the Buddha or over the Buddha. You are the Buddha in the sense of you have a certain mission in life to accomplish. And by the way, you have this thing inside of you that is that's restless, that seeks fulfillment. That's your calling. That thing is called your calling. You have to sit down and meditate and do all these things in order to figure out. You got to write. You got to, just like you explore the outer world, you got to explore and take a stock of your feelings and your thoughts. Guys, getting to know yourself is a process. It's not something that is a given. You think you know yourself. You're capable of so much, by the way, that you are not even aware of. You don't know yourself at all, guys. Don't get lost and trapped in that thing. So, you figure out your purpose. On the heart level, at the level of the heart, things that interest you and things you're drawn towards, that's where you begin to get an idea of this is my purpose. As long as it's not illegal or immoral or unreasonable. I get to this at the end. At the end of the day, guys, this whole thing is in the context of we're living on this earth. Don't tell me that you like killing people and you get pleasure from that and you're therefore a serial killer. That's stupid. And that's unacceptable, and I don't even want to have that argument. Killing is blatantly wrong. Lying is blatantly wrong. Stealing is blatantly wrong. Okay? Partying the whole time without doing nothing else in life, I mean, it seems unreasonable, and I don't know about moral perspective. Moral perspective obviously says it's wrong, but from a legal perspective, it's okay. But from a moral perspective or a rational perspective, it doesn't seem to be right. In any case, once you have your purpose figured out, then you study, guys. You study the leaders in your field. Okay? There's this great saying that I learned from Amway that if you want to... Okay, basically, if you want to succeed, look at those people who are where you want to be in life and then study them. Talk to them. They'll be more than happy. Twitter is great for that, guys. Find people who you figure are gurus and follow them. Don't just start bombarding them with questions, but when they put out a certain tweet or some content, go into it and read it. And if you have questions, get back to those people. By the way, guys, you might have to get back to 5 people in order to get a response or something. Everyone's busy, guys. Let's give these guys a break, eh? Anyway, follow the leaders, and then you need to study yourself, as I was saying. Don't take yourself for granted. Meditate, guys. Meditate is if you want to take something away from this talk that's not even part of this talk, start meditating. All it means is you find a quiet place, comfortable pose, close your eyes. That's it. Your thought process, your thinking, you just become aware of. Don't try and stop thinking. Don't think of a certain thing. Don't do nothing. You sit down and you do nothing but observe. Observe what's going on. That's it, inside of yourself. Shut your eyes and you'll be amazed at what happens if you start meditating. Then you got to obviously hone your art or your skill. Guys, I'm a sales guy. I got so many sales books and CDs and all this stuff here that you won't even believe it. At a given time, I got at least 2 or 3 audiobooks, and including books I got to return to the library. I'm under constant pressure to keep learning. Why? I don't know why. I mean, here's the thing, guys. The way you get motivated is to get into this mindset that okay, so here's a really nice tip. You may not have a concrete goal beyond excellence itself. Excellence itself is the best motivation. Excellence itself is the best thing to get you fired up. Excellence itself is the best thing to give you purpose and meaning. Excellence itself is going to give you the gumption to face the unknown, face your fears, and that's something you really got to do to stay motivated. I haven't written it down, but if you want to be motivated, fear of the unknown at the same time is a very big factor in kind of, you know, disencouraging people or whatever from doing certain things, like stopping people or hampering their efforts. Whereas if you face the fear, these guys that you see as being super confident and all this kind of stuff, and you're thinking, shit, I wish I was like this guy. Like me, on the other hand, I used to be a quiet kid and I like peace and quiet. The only reason I talk and all this stuff is because I like sharing stuff with people and I like learning from people. And I like making people happy, guys. I like helping people. I mean, here's another thing. Live for other people. You may not be motivated for yourself, but are you motivated for others? If you could spend some time today making someone else happy or adding some value to someone's life, is it worth it for you to go out there and do that? Now, here's the funny thing. It may not be for yourself. You may think, well, I'm not worth it. Who am I or whatever. But what about the other guy? Anyway, guys, study your art skill. How you do that's up to you. Newspaper, newsletter, e-zine, online, offline, camping retreat, farming retreat, you know what, YouTube channel, talk to some dude, pick up the phone, read something. Be in the mindset of always learning. As soon as you see something that's interesting, take your time, read it, try and get something out of it. Guys, you don't have to read whole books. You can listen to audiobooks. You can go to Amazon and look inside of books. You can go to the library and just spend a few minutes on each book. All you do is take a book and keep with it until you get something out of it. Then put it down, and if you have a chance, next time you pick it up. I tell people at least flip a page. That's it. And then put it back. Anyway, once you've talked to people, okay, once you've studied yourself, once you've practiced your art and skill, studied it, then you practice. Okay, so you learn about your art and skill, then the final thing down here is you practice it. Guys, I tell people that practice doesn't make perfect. Practice, I'm doing this like this in case you want to freeze frame the frame, right? and then print it out or some crap. It's not bad, right? I mean, I just sat here for 5 minutes before this talk. I know for a while I've been wanting to talk about motivation, and so I just thought I'd do this, right? I mean, I think it's pretty useful information. I've been reading self-help books since I was 15. I started reading, obviously, how to win friends and influence people. You know, I recently did a talk on, obviously, the power of, not the power of positive thinking, but Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You know, I've studied all of the great self-help people that I've come into contact with. Tony Robbins, Og Mandino, Zig Ziglar, Malcolm Maltz, and all these kind of guys. Napoleon Hill, Norman Vincent Peale, obviously the guy, Chicken Soup for the Soul, I forget his name, I don't know his name. Anyway, Aristotle once again said the same thing, all these steps. And then so does normal project management, and so does a normal person. If you want to achieve something, says Aristotle, you come up with a plan, you gather the necessary resources that you need, and then you execute on that plan. And then I guess he may have also put in this feedback loop. The feedback loop is crucial, where you look at what you did. Like if I want to gain more more followers on Twitter, then I spend a month doing XYZ things. At the end of the month, I look at X, how did that do, Y and Z, or at least some kind of measuring. Guys, here's a little tip. Whatever you measure improves. Whatever you don't measure or don't pay attention to degrades and degradates in life. So last but not least, you execute on this plan. And once you execute on this plan, there's no holds barred, guys. You go all the way. It's like Don Juan said, that once a warrior takes a decision, he's not even scared of death at that point. He just plunges right into it. So you document what you do, guys. Document this whole process and document what you're doing. Document what works. Document what doesn't work. Like, it's good to have a daily diary. I was just telling some girl the other day, or somebody, I don't even know. I talk to so many people that I'm lost in this cloud of interactions. And that's the way I like to be. Twitter, online, offline, gas station, convenience store, whatever, out on the street. I just talk to people. A lot of people take it weirdly, but I just love talking to people. So document everything you do. Back in the day, I was telling this girl, everybody used to write a diary. Everybody had a diary. It was just a normal thing. And some of these people wrote diaries, like the James Boswell, who wrote Samuel Johnson's autobiography. It started with notes in his diary. And now it's the world's most famous and recognized, or others, let's say legitimate or authorized or best, apparently as per experts and historians and whatnot, biographers. They say that Samuel Boswell's, John Boswell or whatever the guy's name is, his biography of Samuel Johnson, which I have a copy of in my room, it's the best biography out there, guys. So just think about that stuff. Now, you document what you're doing. Okay, you've got to document what you're doing. This whole thing is a marketing process. And marketing is about metrics. Marketing meaning you've got a plan, you're going to execute it, then you're going to come back. And what are we looking for? We're looking for results. We're looking for, like, you tell me what you're looking for. Oh, Hussein, I can't be motivated. Motivated to do what? To ask a girl out? To go to the gym? To start writing something? Guys, once again, you got to follow your feeling. And let your mind guide you, okay? You figure out what you need to do and just do it, really. At the end of the day, the thing that you're looking for is not legal, it's not moral. It's not illegal, it's not immoral, and it's not unreasonable, right? So it should be legal, moral, and reasonable. So that's this process, okay? You know, you have a purpose, you study, and then you execute. And the feedback loop I didn't put in here because that's just one step, and that's straightforward, guys. You do 1, 2, 3, then you repeat. 1, 2, 3, and you repeat. Okay. On a side note, on an anecdotal note, on a more of a, I'm going to wrap this up. It's 20 minutes. That's great. I just want to say one thing. The one thing that's going to keep you motivated is the following. I already said it. I'll say it again. Guys, if you are motivated to do something, do it. Just do it means don't think. That motivation in itself is a blessing, but you only get it if you use it wisely. Now, you're motivated to go to the gym, go to the gym, but here's the thing. Motivation is like fuel in your tank. If you suddenly have a bunch of fuel, don't burn it all. Leave some for next time, guys. That's a tip. So you go to the gym, you work out, but don't work out until you're exhausted. You start writing, write a couple of pages, but don't be just like a Shakespeare and you're writing all night and then you don't write for months after that. You want to talk to some girl, say a couple of lines to her. Don't go crazy. Always keep something for yourself, guys. So that's my tip, and those are my tips, and this is my goodbye, and see you later. Thanks, comments appreciated. Samuelis Rimas, zidyboy.blogspot.ca, salesandmarketingforyou.com. Separated by hyphens.